Hi everyone, I'm really happy to be back with this new video. In this new video, I'm going to talk about the messages I have for you for the month of March, but also for the springtime, which is arriving soon. And first of all, this spring is going to be pretty intense. There's a very explosive energy. There's also a very revolutionary energy for spring. As I said in my 2024 forecast, 2024 is a very fiery energy, and certainly we will see this happening starting from March. So during the winter time, usually it's a time where we slow down, where things are a bit heavier, maybe we can perceive more density in our bodies or outside, and certainly it's a time to go within and explore different aspects that we might need to heal. And this month of February in particular was really strongly about, all these unconscious, subconscious patterns coming up, rising to the surface so we can transmute them. And it's also there to prepare us for what is going to arrive in the springtime, which is really an energy of renewal. In March, there's going to be a very strong acceleration of the energies, so everything will speed up, and we will see that in the collective, we're going to go from the turtle to the hare. And the message I got with that is that although we will perceive this speeding up of the energies, it's very important that we remain in a very slow-paced rhythm. So we need to stay in the turtle energy and not get into the hare energy, although that's what we will be tempted to do because the outside energy, the exterior energies will be in that way. And it's very funny because I filmed this video, I filmed also the French video, and I don't know why my camera went into slow motion mode. So when I watched the footage, I said, okay, fuck, I need to redo the entire thing. So I wasn't laughing when I found out, but now I am, because this is a very good validation of this message, that we need to slow down. So why do we need to slow down? Because I was seeing people being breathless, like, being too, caught up into this very fast-paced energy and trying to breathe. Like, we need to find a breather. We need to calm down and take a deep breath in and out so we can stay centered. The other thing I was seeing is that, like when we are on a cart or a motorcycle and we're going through these bumps, and the more we go fast, the harder we are going to fall. Like on every bump it's going to be pretty brutal, it's going to be pretty violent, pretty shaky. And the message was, if you go like very slowly, like the turtle, then you'll see that you're really going to go more smoothly through it all. So it's almost like being in the flow is really being in this slow pace movement. And as we say, slow and steady wins the race. So if you want to finish that race and be still in good shape, then it's really important that we take the time to slow down and relax ourselves and breathe and just move with ease and with flow, but with really this slow motion as I saw in my footage, actually. Another thing that's really happening very clearly is that there is a merging of the two realities that coexisted with one another. By these two realities, I mean also these two timelines. So on one side there is the timeline of Ascension with humanity waking up, light workers waking up, transmuting, transforming, evolving, and rising in consciousness. And the other reality is more like humanity still in the darkness, still unconscious, still like caught up in the chaos, in the illusion of existence, etc., and just not aware of anything. So we were really kind of experiencing these two realities and almost like perceiving they were separating more and more, like really two different timelines. But what is happening now? So I'm going to try to explain how I perceived it. I perceived it as these two frames, these two realities frames being transparent and kind of superimposing each other like this. So they are merging as one reality. So it's not like the one, they don't exist anymore like individually, it's just like they are together now. And what this means for me is that it is a very strong signal that we are arriving at a very important step of the ascension process, which is that humanity is ready to awaken. And how is humanity ready to awaken? It is ready to awaken because now humanity is going to rise. It's going to rise up. It's going to say no. It's going to say we have enough. We don't want to be slaves anymore. We don't want to be squeezed like lemons anymore. And this is why we are going to see a lot of people across the world, and it started already in Europe, rising up and saying no. And this is why there's another very strong word that is going to be very present in the coming months, which is sovereignty. We had it already a couple of years back. This question of sovereignty was very present, and now it's coming back very strongly because not only the people are asking for their sovereignty, but we are also individually asking ourselves, how am I a sovereign being? Am I sovereign energetically, physically, materially, psychologically, emotionally? You know, on every level, are we sovereign? And I always like to say that we are all sovereign beings, and we are all sovereign in our own kingdom. We are kings and queens of our kingdom, and we are sovereign because that is our divine birthright. So, very interesting. This subject is going to be very, very present in the collective. A lot of people will want that sovereignty back. This is why there is this energy of explosion, because revolution is always like a sort of explosion, exploding what is no longer required, and so we can really see this new arriving. So revolution comes from the word revolutio from Latin, which means to turn over. And this is what we're going to see. We're going to see a lot of aspects in our society turned over. And for example, the farmers actually started turning things over, you know, they turned also the earth and they brought the shit also on the roads, just to show that this is the collective shadow that we need to address. And for me that was very symbolic also, that because for me the farmers are really the messengers, and they you know, they work with Mother Earth, so they are the messengers of Mother Earth. And they also, you know, kind of point in the direction of being grounded, because our societies are completely ungrounded. We need to find our base, we need to ground, and we need to honor Mother Earth, that is also the one who is nourishing us through the farmers. This is our, like a primordial need as a human being, is to be fed, and they are feeding us. Mother Earth is feeding us, and we need to respect Mother Earth, and we need to get out of these crazy industrial complexes that have taken over, you know, the farming industry, and get rid of all these toxic poisons that are putting in the earth, and the GMOs, etc., etc., and, you know, go back to a very more reasonable farming method. Of course, organic farming, but also a farming that is more local, where it circulates on a local level and not depend, you know, on other countries. Like, for example, in Europe, there is a lot of, you know, competition between the countries, because a lot of the food is imported or exported from elsewhere, whereas in every country we have this soil, we have this fertile soil where we can cultivate the food, you know, and certainly it's really important to come back to that, and that is absolutely fundamental for me. It's like the base of the new earth as well, is to come back to that that local organic farming to feed humanity. That's crucial. Also, what is happening with the farmers points also to the corruption that exists in, you know, the farming industry. Like, for example, the farmers' union is completely corrupted. They are actually absolutely not defending the farmers' rights. They're actually exploiting them. They're actually, businessmen. They work in finance. They don't work in farming. And this, I think the farmers are really waking up to that fact. And this is going to happen also in other areas of society, because there will be also a kind of revolt in every area of society, because people have enough. Another revolution that's happening is also in the media. And things are really, really changing for the mainstream media right now. And one recent example was what happened with with Tucker Carlson, that interviewed the Russian president on Twitter. And that video got like 200 million views in 3 days, I think. So that's, that's never seen before. Before this was the mainstream media were controlling everything, and now it's out of control. So we see more and more independent journalism rising, and also people are being very, very critical of mainstream media. So this also signals that it's the end of mainstream media, and actually they're losing a lot of money right now, and they're losing a lot of their audience, because people do not believe anymore in the manipulation of information, and they want to understand, they want to do their own research and decide for themselves with their discernment what is true or not. So that is a very big revolution. It's going to happen, on the internet. And I know the internet, there are good sides and there are also bad sides, because there's also manipulation on the internet. But I feel that more and more people are becoming very aware of that, and they are using that discernment. I can see it sometimes in the comments when I watch a video from the mainstream media trying to debunk like so-called conspiracy theories. I read the comments, and like 90% of the people in the comments say, "You're talking bullshit, you're lying, we don't believe you anymore, that's not journalism," etc., etc. It's the signs are here. Everything is changing. I mean, the cards are changing, the game is changing. So that's a really good news. And of course, it's so important, the spread of information, communication is so important. So I'm really, really happy about that. And also, we still have this energy of war also going on this planet, with different areas across the globe, where there are conflicts. I'm thinking about, of course, the Ukraine, the Middle East with Israel and Palestine, Yemen and Taiwan. So we need to watch definitely those areas. But what I'm feeling is that because there is this disbelief in the mainstream media, more and more people are going to be, caught up in this game of polarization and hatred that they are trying to put people into, like hating your neighbor, hating someone who has a different religion or a different culture. And more people are going to be like, in the middle ground in a way, like, just wanting peace and harmony, and not always pinpointing someone like the bad guy or the good guy, and being all the time black and white, like in this really binary way of thinking, So that's obviously still going to be present, but I think less and less. And there's definitely going to be probably a big test regarding this attempt to divide. And I think the big test will be, are we going to stand together? Are we going to stand in unity, in peace together? Or are we going to fall in the trap of division again as human beings? Something I didn't have a chance to mention in the 2024 forecast video was also Mother Earth emerging and, and kind of, manifesting herself. Because we have this very strong conjunction between Uranus and Jupiter in the sign of Taurus on the 21st of April. And the sign of Taurus is connected to Mother Earth, to nature. So this could mean, because Uranus is this this fiery, planet full of unexpected events usually happen when Uranus is involved. And what might happen is that because Mother Earth is, of course, connected to the collective energy, and actually she's also influencing the collective energy. And if there is a collective energy that is very fiery, explosive, and in this energy of revolution, it might be also be reflected on Earth. So there might be eventually like earthquakes, maybe volcanoes erupting, or floods or storms, or very strong, like events like that. And let's not forget also that there are these solar flares happening. We had a very strong one in January, I think. And solar flares, when they are strong, they have a huge impact on the magnetic field of the planet and our own fields. So when they happen, we usually feel very tired. We usually feel a lot of emotions coming up, because there is a very strong influx of light and cosmic energy coming in. And so this is really going to rhythm also all these changes and these turnovers that we will be experiencing on Earth during the year. So let's watch out for that. And lastly, the image I got was that from the center of the Earth we have treasures, nuggets surfacing. And I was seeing almost like, mole mounds emerging to the surface, representing these treasures and these nuggets. So the message that came regarding that was that these treasures, these nuggets, are connected to the inner Earth, but also connected to ancient civilizations such as Atlantis, Lemuria, etc. So it's like the knowledge from these times are surfacing again. Our own memories of these times are surfacing again. So maybe we have memories of being in Atlantis or in Lemuria, and we have all this knowledge coming back. And let's not forget that these were times where the consciousness was much higher than now. So high vibrating civilizations. And the other thing also concerning the treasure, so like when we say treasure nugget, we think about gold, but it was not gold, it was more like crystal quartz. And crystal quartz, of course, is present inside the Earth. And it's always nice to also have a crystal quartz with you. It's a form of protection, but it also, when you have a crystal quartz with you, it enhances your capacities when you work, etc. So I can only encourage to have a crystal. But quartz is also a material that holds memory. Our technology has quartz. Our computers, our phones have quartz for the memory. And it contains the memory of the world. So this really came strongly through the memory of the world is surfacing through the energy of crystals, through the energy of the inner Earth. And if I get more information on that, I will share that with you. But it was really exciting to kind of feel that, all of this knowledge, this very sacred wisdom is back. It's going to be back more and more on this planet and surfacing in this way. So I hope all of this was useful for you, and I wish you a very, very happy springtime. Take care of yourselves, and I see you very, very soon. Sat Nam.